Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. Last time we ended up beating the boss here at the Caelid Coliseum, the giant pot and his 3 warriors. Then we ended up going to the Forge of the Giants, but first beating the fire giant, guarding it. Then we made our way back to Leyndell, through the Cathedral of the Forsaken to the Frenzied Flame Prescription, where we ended up getting marked by the 3 fingers. As you can see, here. Between episodes, I managed to get the armor that I was talking about. It wasn't actually on a drop-down. The second you cross the first beam, if you turn left, there's a set of tents kind of tucked away, and you can't see anything in them. But there's a body slumped against a wall that has the armor on it. So, just for the sake of completionist whatnots, I will show you quick what it's looking like. If I can remember which gloves it is. Because it should be Nomadic Merchant. I just realized I never bought the normal samurai armor. Those look kinda right. And there really isn't any other set that fits them, so I think those might be the gloves. Yeah, I think that's the full fit. It's not bad, doesn't do anything, just kind of style points. But it does explain the merchants thrived as the Great Caravan, but after being accused of heretical beliefs, their entire clan was rounded up and buried alive far underground. Then they chanted a curse of despair and summoned the Flame of Frenzy. So it kind of implies they brought the 3 fingers into existence. Not a good look. But we're back here to complete this sentence here, after beating the fire giant and unlocked Farum Azula. So we're gonna get a little bit further through here. And now we get a boss fight. Then if everything goes well, I will merely cheese the entire encounter. Once again, Magic Chads stay winning. Get that grace discovered. And now our boyo is hanging out over here. So we got a couple options. Well, he's making it difficult for the other options, so we're just going to black flame him initially. Bait him over. Because the goal is to try to get him close enough. Okay, round the corner flame. Little cheap there, but whatever. At least he's setting himself up perfect for getting the stink. And he got stunk. Not really affording me much room to work here, game. Yeah, if you're having to do this manually, this fight sucks, but if you're like me and just abusing magic, you got it easy. Especially if you've dipped into faith enough to even have basic version of the rotten breath. Yeah, and the stink wore off, but that's fine. He's one fireball off. And now I don't believe we have to deal with him later, because I think he can show up a little bit later on. And even if he does, who cares? We can beat him again. I think there was something back here I just wasn't able to get in time. Or not. Okay, this alcove is just an alcove. That's fine. Better to be safe than sorry. And you'll notice, I think I'd mentioned this prior. Wondering why my health bar suddenly showed up. But the weird, partially entombed beasts mounted in the walls is what you see all over the Bestial Sanctum, which either implies these were parts of the Bestial Sanctum has parts of this area that fell down, or the Bestial Sanctum is a part of Farum Azula, or like a mission or something, and it just never was destroyed. I don't know the lore fully. I'm not VaatiVidya. I'm not running around using every Redditor's opinions to make a video. I'm just basing it off what I can kind of piece together with my random hum-diddly-scum-diddly knowledge. I do love the look of these, though. The gold bangles and coins. It's always the curse, though, of FromSoft. They'll make very interesting environments, and you'll see like a culture like this and wonder, man, I want to know more about these guys. And then the DLC never explains. Miyazaki's just like, I don't know. Isn't it neat, though? And it's like, yeah, but I'd like a little more. You set this all up to be real cool, and then you just stopped. It'd be like if Star Wars got halfway through A New Hope, and then just went, yeah, we're done. Yeah, I think a few more points into intelligence ought to boost my incant scaling just enough to give me the damage output I need to, like, one fireball these guys. Yeah, there's even more skeletons with gold on them up there. We'll have to look at them when we get closer. But this whole place raises questions like, okay, the beastmen of Farum Azula are clearly not just a random dude. If it was a random guy like it's kind of implied at the beginning, that's completely gone now. They are what seems to be an entire species or empire. And that just raised the question of who are they, what happened to them, why are they beastmen? Geraint is the only one who seems to be able to speak, and we don't fully know if he's a beastman of Farum Azula or what his deal is. I would like to find whoever is casting and bonk them, please. Because they're red lightning. Ah, there he is. That red lightning hurts. And the thing is, this is a little bit of a spoiler for what's coming up, but Geraint really isn't even a beastman of Farum Azula because he's an Empyrean. Or it might not be an Empyrean. He's what... Yeah, because Ronnie's an Empyrean. He's not an Empyrean. He's a... He's what Blide is. You know, the guard, effectively. So he's an odd sort. And you can't tell me he fathered this entire species of beastmen. I can't imagine Geraint getting around to that degree. Either way, it's interesting. Just feel like there's, like all FromSoft games, lots of questions, no answers. Except for Armored Core. They don't really have... Those games have been open-ended, but not nearly to the degree that Souls games are. Souls games are just like, yeah, here's 3 pages of lore, have fun. We stretched it across every item. But I know there was talk of doing, I think like a show or something regarding the lands between, which would be interesting. Now I'm just running in circles because I'm trying to remember. This place is so maze-like, I forget if I've searched everything or if I'm missing a room. Okay, yep. Came in this way, went this way, bonk, went across, fireball, fireball, fireball. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, Somber 4. So now we can get up to Somber 9s. And I think I just screwed myself, now that I'm thinking about it, because I didn't grab the Blade of Calling. But that might... I think that's just outside where I have to worry. So I think I'm good. I don't care too much. It's Blade of Death, but worse. If you ask anyone, they will say the same thing. It's just a scuffed version of Blade of Death. It doesn't have the damage over time, doesn't have anything good. So, not much of a loss. It's just, if you're a collector of all the weapons, you might want it. Or if for some reason you want to dual wield, or you want to do some kind of edgy light and dark dual wield, you can do it, but it's up to you. I'll probably get it off screen because it's literally, I think it's, if we're gonna be real for a second, I think it's, there's an elevator around here. I can't remember which one, but there's an elevator and you ride it and you just, if you're facing a direction, there's a hole in the wall and you roll into it and then you get it because it's just in a little room. And all it is the dagger Melina wielded when we fought Morgott. I don't remember coming down here, because I would have remembered worm faces. Little disturbing that there's worm faces here. I really hate them. Oh, that does not... That screams boss spot right there. We'll investigate it. Yeah, let's do it now. I'm stupid. Oh, you have a little bit more room on that than I thought. I'll admit, never done this fight. Really? You have a whole, like, stagger underneath you? Boo. That went better than expected. Wow, one smithing 8. I can't be too mad. Never did that. I don't think I ever explored this way in my normal playthrough. I just kinda went the path I knew, and probably what I did is I said to myself, oh yeah, I'll come back here, and then I never came back and looked. But good to know what's there. And yeah, past threads. That just insta-carried me. Worm face. We play a dangerous game by combating the worm faces. But if I know I can take them, I might as well try. And admittedly, I See, I was about to say, I'm overpowered for this area, but there is not a single time where I feel like I'm actually overpowered. Okay, there have been some times, but not... Late game, you will never actually feel overpowered. Unless you min-max to the point where you can one-shot a boss. But at that point, you should feel overpowered. You min-maxed to a ridiculous degree. I always see that. People be like, oh, watch as I get like 99 in my scaling stats and then use every attack damage buff in the game to hit a boss. And I'm like, wow, you managed to just stack every buff and kill a boss. Like, okay. I don't want to sit here and belittle what you did, but once you actually break it down, it's not as impressive. Oh yeah, another big worm face. God, that giant worm face is not going to be fun. Not to mention I'm curious about that ladder. All in due time, though. There's nothing, to my knowledge, down here worthwhile. Not a fan of the Deathblight build-up I got going on. We'll heal up and then figure this out. Here, I had a full plan of where I was gonna go for this episode. I was like, oh, I'll go here, and then go to this, and do this, and culminate it at this position. And then I just saw this, and I was like, well, time to ignore all my plans and just go wandering. Oh, he was weak. I think I hit him in the face. Yeah, gravel stone. I've said it before, Dragon Wound is not worth it. when you can imbue your weapons with bleed, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, you get bonus damage against dragons. No, give me bleed. I either get like 20% increased damage against them per hit, or I take a chunk of their max health. Oh, cool, there's a summon thing here. Okay. Hey, Tish, let's go. Thank you, Tish, for making that a little bit easier. Oh, Glovewort Picker's Bell Bearing. That's where that is. Huh. I don't think I have that on my main run, and I just never cared to look for it. I guess I didn't really need the summon, but who cares? It's help. Whoa, nearly ran off a ledge. Thought I had the wiggle room. Now let's check this. Actually, before I do that... God, that spell is so good. I'm disappointed I didn't get it earlier, but I just wanted to get everything from Garank at once. Bestial Vitality's a great investment. It's cheap, it's a good heal. Anybody up here? One lone worm face. And I have just enough to set you on fire. Unfortunately, not enough for a level. I'd really like to level just for safety's sake, but... oh well. If you've been playing along, how are you doing with this? You been having a good time? Your build working out? A friend of mine, he's always been really hesitant with like Souls games, and he had asked, I was talking to him, I hung out with him a couple weeks ago, and he had said, oh, is this game easier? And that was such a weird question to me, because I was like, I don't know. I had said, you know, you have the Spirit Ashes, which admittedly some like Tish can trivialize a lot of fights, but you still have to be competent. Is the game easier? The freedom to farm and stuff like that does make it easier. The fact you can just up and go any direction you want. Within reason, some areas are locked due to story, but it was a tough question, honestly. And it was one where I feel like there isn't a right answer. Actually, is this even worth doing? 20,000. The Hero's Rune should give me close to enough. Okay, exactly what I needed. I'm still 7,000 off. I don't think these are going to pay out enough. Or they will. I just need to keep doubting things. It all works out. Don't think I'm going to have enough for this next level. Now I do. And because this has been bothering me, 60. Also because I don't think the scaling... I think 60 is where it starts to fall off. I don't remember exactly, but I'm gonna call 60 here. Some people try to go for, like... God, what is it, like 90, I think? Oh yeah, look, another dragon. Man, this place is full of dragons. I guess the one I ganked earlier wasn't even the right dragon, then. Even though he had Lansu or Lanso's grave... Not grave, glaive. I can speak English. I swear. The Skelly boys are going to be an interesting fight because they are far more durable than run-of-the-mill Skellies. The one time actually using the holy damage boosts would be good, but also the one time. So it feels like almost a meme to power up the weapons for one fight. Or a series of smaller encounters. Man, this is one of those areas where I swear if you invade people, you're a hoe. This area is tough enough. It doesn't need some red phantom numbnuts causing problems. I need to reposition myself. Okay, how's about you boys all chase me over here? Where I can face you one or mostly one at a time. This is such a big thing I think people forget about in Souls games. You can pick your fights. You can pick where you encounter guys, you can pick how you encounter them. You don't have to let the game, to a degree, you don't have to let the game dictate your fight. To a degree, yes, you are locked in to certain things, but like with those guys, you could pull back. You could bait the AI and force them to chase you one at a time or two at a time around a corner. And you do that, and you can survive fights you might not have survived otherwise. All those guys were admittedly a bit overwhelming. I was starting to kind of panic a little and think, okay, where can I position myself? And turns out my position was just falling back. I'm waiting for the next Souls game where they decide to start spawning guys back behind you. Just so you can't fall back ever. Alright, we can drop down there, but I don't want to yet. Oh yeah, big boy. The biggest of lads. hell no, we're not letting you do the flame trick. This area is dangerous enough, I don't need you doing pulling some pyrotechnics. Ouch. Yeah, these guys make big enemies scary. Okay, there's a way up there. I just gotta think. Back. Ah, it might be actually down the hole. I think it's down the hole. Yeah, because we jump across to there. So we gotta go in the hole. I think we gotta fight a few more guys. A warrior's life is never ending. Okay. Panicked a little, saw the crack there and was like, oh god. This is an area where, if you really wanted the sustain, you could go with Taker's cameo. We'll fight him, but first we're gonna pop Bestial Vitality. Get all the healing I can out of this. Okay, that was a little sketch. God, for 1700 runes, he is not worth fighting. You can get more going back to the Mogwin Dynasty Palace, which we do have to go back to. But you can get more runes back there fighting Albinarics who don't even fight back. You get like 2400. I was really hoping I wouldn't screw up that jump. It's embarrassing when I mess up a simple jump like that. Goodbye. And now I don't trust... That's why I don't trust this. Let's see if we can bait them down one at a time. I think we can, which is good. I might have to try my Discus of Light, because it's holy damage, so it should do pretty good. Okay, that's not great. It's useful and it is a great Grave Glovewort, but it's not... That wasn't a priority piece of loot. If you need to max something out, go for it. As I say that, I think I do need it for... Oh no, my Mimic is already maxed out. I can find a use for it. Maybe Banished Knight Oleg will get his upgrade finally. And I think we'll call it here. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, it helps out the channel a lot, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.